Hello, it's the Bat Mini Painter, and we are back to doing some Legion Imperialis and ASMR. So this time we're going to take a look at Baneblade Squadron. Um, I love these tiny models. They're so much fun to paint. I haven't really had a game of Legion Imperialis yet, but I've been painting a lot of the models. One thing I don't particularly like about them is putting them together because they're tiny and there is a lot of tiny, fiddly, difficult to place bits, and the plastic cement has a tendency to kind of melt the tiny parts away or destroy the detail if you're not really careful, which I'm not. So it's kind of painful putting them together, but painting them sure is fun. And well, for the epic scale, these are fairly large tanks. Like the Baneblade is the biggest tank, I guess, for the Solar Auxilia, whatever, thingamabob. Anywho, so this time I'm trying to stick to the paint scheme I've kind of decided on, but mixing it up a little bit to not get overly bored. So I don't want these models to stand out too much compared to the other tanks I've painted for the Solar Auxilia. But I start out with Dark Reaper as a base color, and I put it on thinned heavily. I know it looks like I put on quite a bit, but I then displace it before adding more. So 2 thin layers, 2 thin coats, kind of does the trick. Next, Ros Grey, and I stab it on with an artist dry brush. Artist Opus? I don't know. I'm using the brush wrong. It's okay. I managed to destroy it fairly quickly, the brush, so I can misuse it. But I stab it on because I feel like it adds a pretty cool texture. So I just go stab, stabbity, stab, 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 all over the model. And it will add this spotted, dotted texture to the surfaces, the flat areas. Then Fenian Grey. On my other models I used Blue Horror, I'm pretty sure. But Fenian Grey, it's a little darker, and I think it works quite well. So I dry brush all over the model, and I'm okay with some of the plates getting a streak or two, because it just adds texture. Next we do Walk Flesh, because I decided to paint some of the panels green. And Walk Flesh is what the box art recommended. And I haven't really been heavy on the Citadel paints for quite a while, so I need to use them before they dry up, you know. So Walk Green, Walk Flesh. Then I go in with Natural Steel from AK Interactive, which is a really nice metal steel silver paint. Like really nice. It flows so nicely. It covers awesomely. It's kind of like Iron Hand steel, a little bit lighter, but with better coverage and less clunk. Like you don't get it gunking up the same way. And I do use a wet palette, believe it or not, but it's not really necessary for this paint. It's fairly thin already, which is just lovely. And of course that is for all the metal parts that I can see in the box art. Iarden yellow for the cans, gas cans, whatever cans on the back of the tank. I could have used a bronze or whatever, but they looked kind of yellow on the box art, and Iarden contrast kind of got that job done. So I almost have the same look as the box art, which is rare for me. And I'm just careful not hitting the rims. I want to keep metal. Next I go in with Abaddon Black, and that is for some of the guns. it's not a handle, but the first part of the gun is black, so I painted black. And trying to be super careful with a fine detail brush. Yeah, quite unlike me, but it happens once in a while. So these models have a lot of tiny detail, and it's easy to make them kind of confusing and messy to look at by adding all the details. So I really think it's a question about keeping it simple for the best result. I don't know what you think, but that's my experience. Brass from AK Interactive, and this is the part that is going to kill your soul. All the little rims around on the model gets a layer of this, and it took an eternity because there is a lot, and since I'm pretty much done with all the with everything, I don't want to make an error and have to go and correct it, because there's 3 layers of paint on the body of the tank, and yeah, it would just be a hassle. So I was being super careful not to hit anything other than the rims, which was again a fiddly job that demanded a high detail brush and patience. And patience is really not my thing. Like it's not where I shine. But there's nothing other than you just have to work through it slowly. Like have a good audiobook or something on and try to enjoy your time with this, because the end result is really cool. Then for some reason I discovered that there was a red lamp dot whatever, so I decided to add that with the Mephiston red, and it's just a dot. And trying to not hit the green, and I was fighting with the camera here because I have it in front of me now. It's the third angle I'm trying out, and it is actually working quite well. I don't cover shit up with my hand now. And finally a black wash from the Army Painter. It's thin, it's runny, it's better than non-oil, and I just slap it on because I want these tanks to be dirty. Now I don't want to dull everything down too much, but these tanks have seen some battle, so they're going to be darkened by I don't know, soot and gunpowder residue. I don't know. They're dirty. Dirty. And I just generally smeared all over it, trying to get it into every little crease, and yeah. And the end result looks like this. On my new tiny little turntable thingamabob that I'm just so excited about finally achieving. It's such a weird thing to be cheap on. I was like, $15, no way. But now I have one, so I can do a decent presentation without the panning from left to right thing. It looked kind of shitty. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the information that was useful to you in this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. It makes me happy. And thank you for spending 9 minutes on me. Time is limited resources, and I do really appreciate it. Have an awesome day, and hopefully I will see you soon for another upload. Bye.